Yo,
Man,
yo.
I'm sitting there watching Atlanta like I ain't got nothing to do and shit.
Don't even worry about it. Hold tight.
Yo,
We live at the Fire Nights podcast, man, and it's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware.
Where was you from?
Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him.
Listen, man, it's your boy Matt, man. Fire Nights Podcast.
Let me see him. Let me see him.
yo. I feel like I should have my black eye paint on, man. I feel like I should have my black eye paint on, man.
Bro, I need an old school neck roll.
You need a neck roll?
I need a neck roll. I need a neck roll, man. I need a neck roll.
Yeah, we
It's
gotta get in
Sunday.
character, man. We got really get into character with this thing, bro.
Yeah, man. You need some my black. I need a neck roll, man. I think I might have me a
Black,
neck
man.
roll. I might have me a neck roll next week, man. I might have me a neck roll.
You might have to do that. Welcome. It's the Sunday morning pregame show, the Fire Nights Experience. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate the love and support on all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Run them likes and subscribes up, man. We appreciate it, man. It's your boy P. I'm joined by my guy, the incomparable, the one and only. As kids, we wore Superman underoos. Superman wears fresh underoos. My boy Freshco. Let's get it.
My man, the Coach P, man. I see you got on your Commander 17 jersey today, man.
Absolutely, man. You know I get into character with this thing, man.
Oh yeah, man. I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I wouldn't have it any other way, man. Well, we have another Sunday upon us. We already got a game in session.
Absolutely.
Like I always like to say, man, football for breakfast. They over in Munich, Germany, if I'm not mistaken. And right now,
football for breakfast.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are winning 14-0, but the Seattle Seahawks are driving. I think they either in the red zone or close.
So listen, man. My apologies, man. I was a little late, man. I was really lunching today, man. I was really in my 100% comfort mode. I was chilling, and then I got the notification. I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute.
It happens, bro.
I ain't moved that fast in like 20 years, bro.
It happens. It happens, bro. It happens, man. You know, it happens, man. You know, you got to get into your routine for Sunday. So you might have had your routine and say like, shit, you know. It happens though, man. But here we are.
What happened was, man, I was on domestic duties, man. So I was taking care of that. And I actually sat down. I was watching Atlanta too. I was watching the season finale, and I got real comfortable, man. I got real comfortable. But you know, alas, I digress. You know. We here as always, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I actually caught that episode yesterday of Atlanta.
Okay.
I actually caught that yesterday, man. I ain't really catch it Thursday night, but I guess it was the season finale.
Yeah.
I called it and I was like, that was a little different, man. You know, that was definitely a little different. No spoiler alert for anybody who ain't seen it, but it definitely shows a different perspective of black people, and I would just say check on your mental health every now and then, y'all. Check on your mental health, man. Just know what's real and what ain't real.
All right, so listen, let's get into this thing, man. You know, it's week 10. Before we get into this thing, man, any thoughts about week 10, man? It's we said last week was kind of at the halfway point, so you know it's the meat and potatoes of the season right now, man. Where you know everything matters. Teams are kind of like they are who they are. They are who they are at this point. Your record shows who you are at this point. Any thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man. It's a lot of teams out here. I would say either performing at a mediocre or less than mediocre clip. I've seen to me, it just reiterates the fact of what I think is it's a lot of bad football playing, or a lot more bad football being played than good football. And that's where you have teams like the Giants who aren't beating themselves, you know, Minnesota who aren't beating themselves, and they have great records right now, you know, and nobody's never seen it. I mean, nobody never thought this in the preseason, but when you look around at other teams, you be like, well, look, man, we thought the Raiders was going to be better, thought the Jags was going to be better, New England should be better than this. You know, Cleveland should be better. It's a lot of teams. Arizona, I thought, should have been better than this. So it's more teams underperforming than it is performing at a average level or an above average level. That's what's been sticking out to me.
Right. Absolutely. So listen, with that being said, we are in week 10. First and foremost, what I want to do is I want to go through some of the first and foremost inactives, because you know everybody needs to set up their fantasy. You know, people with their tickets need to know the parameters in terms of, you know, the ineffectives and inactives and the doubtfuls. You know, because I could play a big part into, you know, how you fill out that ticket and how you get them lineups right, man, for that fantasy. So a couple of guys, I'm gonna just pretty much go down this, man. This inactive report for week 10. It looks like, well, we'll skip the Seahawks-Buccaneers game because that's already in effect. For the let's see here, we got. All right, let's take a look at this here. Let's go to a different link here. One moment here. Bear with me here, bro.
No problem, man. You know, it's a lot going on football Sundays. People getting their tickets right. People getting their fantasy lineups right. You know what I'm saying? Making sure over and under and wind direction ain't going to be a factor in that, you know. So a lot of people are taking a lot of look in that, you know what I'm saying, seeing if it's raining in some locales, you know, some different things, you know. So yeah, man, it's a lot going on this Sunday morning, man. You not exempt, Coach.
So listen, we got that. We'll start with the Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray. Little nagging hamstring. He's going to work out pre-game to see if he can suit up versus the Rams. But it's kind of unlikely that he plays. So Dallas Cowboys running back Zeke Elliott will test how he feels, test that knee out in the morning, but he may be held out versus the Packers again. Houston Texans wide receiver Brandon Cooks is expected to play versus the Giants despite being questionable. Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford in the concussion protocol is believed to be a long shot to play versus the Cardinals. He hasn't been ruled out yet, but not a good chance that he starts. If for those wondering who the backup is, John Wolford.
Word. Okay.
John Wolford.
You know what? Right. Matter of fact, he started a playoff game a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say against the Seahawks, and that was the first time. I was like, who's John Wolford? And I want to say he came out with the dub that day.
Yeah. Miami Dolphins backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater won't be active against the Browns. He was listed as questionable heading into the game. Skylar Thompson is in line to back up Tua Tagovailoa under center. Trent Sherfield, receiver, was added to the injury report Sunday with a toe injury and is questionable to play. So those are some pretty significant inactives for this week. Let me see if I can scan for some more here. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much the big ones for the most part. Yeah, those are the big ones for the most part as far as I'm concerned. So let's go through this here, the schedule here, man. And I'm gonna just read off the games for those that don't know, and then we'll go through these picks, man, and thoughts. And so we've got, of course, the breakfast game. We've got Seattle, Tampa Bay. Seattle did manage to put up the 3 to got a field goal. Tampa Bay has the ball right now, 14-3. We've got the 7-1 Minnesota Vikings visiting Orchard Park at 6-2 to battle the Buffalo Bills. We've got Detroit at 2-6, traveling to Chicago to battle the Chicago Bears at 3-6. We got Jacksonville at 3-6, traveling to Arrowhead against Kansas City, who's 6-2. We've got Cleveland at 3-5, traveling to Miami to battle the Dolphins, sitting at 6-3. We've got Houston at 1-6-1, traveling to MetLife to battle the New York Football Giants at 6-2. We've got New Orleans at 3-6, traveling to Pittsburgh to battle the 2-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. We've got Denver at 3-5, traveling to Tennessee to battle 5-3 Tennessee Titans. We've got the Colts at 3-5-1, traveling to Vegas to battle the Raiders, sitting at 2-6. We've got Dallas at 6-2, traveling to Green Bay to battle the 3-6 Green Bay Packers. We've got the Arizona Cardinals at 3-6, traveling to SoFi to battle the Rams at 3-5. We've got the Chargers at 5-3, traveling to San Fran to battle the 4-4 49ers. And we've got the Monday night tilt, the 4-5 Commanders traveling to Philly to battle the 8-0 Eagles. So we've got some interesting games here. Of course, by the record, of course, we've got some snoozer games that on paper, but I will say this, those snoozer games sometimes end up being the most entertaining. May not be nothing on the line, but sometimes they end up being the most entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of times when your team, when it's around this time of the season and your team that went through some injuries and you guys have had some turmoil and your record isn't quite what it should be, this is the time when a lot of people start throwing a lot of things against the wall and see if it sticks. And like you said, to piggyback on the point you made, you can get some real entertaining games. There may not be anything on the line for those games. Maybe the Bryce Young sweepstakes or something like that. But you can get some shootouts when some people like, look, man, we have nothing to lose. There's nothing else to play for. Let's run those 2-3 trick plays back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? To see what happens. Let's run that 4th and 8 punt fake that we had. It's just not a lot. We don't have a lot to lose. So those games can be very, very entertaining.
You kind of start seeing what some people got too. You kind of see what some people got. And it's weird, man, because those are the games that fuck up people's card, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. When
very bad.
When teams start saying, all right, well, we're going to start looking for the future, man. That's when I say, check your tickets. Check your tickets.
Absolutely. So listen, let's kick this thing off. Let's go with the Sunday 1:00 game. Interesting game here, bro. Minnesota at 7-1 versus Buffalo at 6-2. Now, of note, I haven't seen anything in regards to Josh Allen not suiting up. I haven't seen anything. I'm looking right now as we speak. Right now, he's questionable to play versus the Vikings. Give me your thoughts on, first, let's start with if he plays. Then if he doesn't play. Or does it matter? Or do we need to do that?
Well, I would say it's something to talk about if he plays or if he doesn't play, because it would lead me to the reasoning why he plays or doesn't play. It would show me to think, it would show me to lead me to believe what they're thinking, if they're thinking in the micro or the macro, if they're thinking in the short term or the long term. So if they're thinking in the short term, I would assume that he would play. So they got Miami Dolphins breathing down their neck, New York Jets breathing down their neck. So they really don't have the liberty right now of sitting him out and having very great odds of winning a game, which they have to win these days. So those type of things got to go in consideration. But if you're thinking in the macro, this guy is the face of your franchise. This guy is a dude. So you can also go out here today and with his UCL tear or whatever he's got.
No, but those that don't know, because we had conversation off camera about that particular injury. So for those that don't know, give a little insight on that particular injury, because you had some poignant things to say about that particular injury.
Well, one thing about the injury is if you play baseball, that's what they would consider a Tommy John surgery. And they say the one real difference between football and baseball is that you may have a little different torque on your elbow in baseball as opposed to throwing a football. So they're saying it's not as catastrophic injury as it would be in baseball. But with that being said, a UCL injury in baseball is at least a year out to rehab. He won't be back until at least this time next year.
Because in football, the elbow is part of the throwing mechanics, but of course in baseball, the elbow is more of, in more use. In football, it's more the shoulder.
Yes.
Is where you get the torque from when you're throwing a football. You know what I mean? So it's different functionalities, whereas in baseball, maybe more detrimental. In football, you might be able to wrap a large enough apparatus around that to be able to manage the pain, so to speak.
Yes.
And let's look at it from this standpoint. Max in a football game, we're talking about if you're airing it out, that's 40 times, right?
Right.
That's almost half or maybe even a quarter of the amount of pitches that a pitcher's going to throw in a baseball game. So, what's the average on how many pitches a pitcher might throw a game?
A pretty good pitcher, anywhere from 90. Yeah, anywhere over 90 is a pretty good pitcher. That'll probably get you about 7-8 innings, and you're pitching pretty good. Now I've seen people well above 100 pitches, the whole 9 innings, that type of thing. So I could very well understand how a UCL injury in baseball could really wreck your season, as opposed to in football. Wrap it up, put some dirt on it. You can probably, you can probably limp through with a UCL. And let me add another thing, which I didn't know and I found out, is he's actually had this same injury, I want to say, in his rookie season. And he managed it for a little while, but he missed a couple games. So it wasn't a whole season ender. He wasn't going to be out and had to have surgery, nothing like that. So they basically just managed it like it seems like they're doing now.
Okay, cool. Okay. So with that being said, regardless of whether he plays or not, where are we with this particular game? Where are we at?
Well, I honestly think if he plays, they win. If he doesn't, they lose.
Okay.
So that's definitely where I'm going with my analysis today. He is the face of their franchise. He is their franchise quarterback. He is an MVP candidate on a short list. So him not being there against a team that is 7-1, who that we all know is talented, but last year it seemed like they were playing a little bit more losing football than they were winning football. Seems like they have the same exact team, except with the acquisition of TJ Hockenson last week. And now they go from being 2-6 last year to 7-1 this year, and basically the same team. And they just seem like they cleaned up a lot of things. So I would assume if Josh Allen isn't playing, they're going to have a tough time beating a team that is now not playing and beating itself.
Right.
Because Josh Allen really covers up for a lot of, for the deficiencies that they don't have in Buffalo. Like, he is their running game, and they have like several other running backs, but he is their running game.
It's key that you say that, because we could be looking at a game where Josh Allen only throws the ball 20 times, but it's heavy. There's a heavy run component, with him running, the running backs. It is snowing up there right now, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a couple of the guys' videos. We've got some local fans, as far as me and that's in the building. And in their video, it looks like it's actually snowing up there. So you may get a very heavy run component. So who you got? What's your score? Give me your score.
Well, I guess I'm going to have two scores for you.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to live dangerously here. We're going to live dangerously.
All right. Regardless of whatever, I'm going to take Buffalo because they're at home. There are some elements that going to be in play today, but I will take Buffalo. I will take Buffalo at home. I'm assuming Josh Allen will play, but I also have a nice amount of confidence in Case Keenum.
Okay.
So I'll take Buffalo at home. A close one, probably a little more low scoring than people think. Give me 21-17 Buffalo.
21-17 Buffalo. I also will go Buffalo. I'm going to go 24-21. I'm going to go 24-21 Buffalo. Next game on the docket, we got Detroit and Chicago in Chicago.
This is one of those games I think we were talking about with some teams not playing for anything, and these things can get really track meetish. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at this today. I was like, I think this has the potential to be a 41-38er. You know what I'm saying? Just we're going to throw defense against the wall. Detroit struggles on defense anyway. I think this is another game where Justin Fields can show his wares, especially with his feet. I think he's becoming a little bit more comfortable with throwing just period. Maybe not from the pocket, but throwing period.
I'm all in on the Justin Fields train. I'm all in. I'm all in, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm all in.
I mean, these days, man, you got to have a quarterback more like him than a quarterback more like Tom Brady or Matt Ryan. So going forward, exactly. I would take Justin Fields' skill set going forward because every quarterback's going to need the escapability. We can teach you how to pass. Now, with that being said, I think Detroit has a pretty good offense. Like I said, defense is non-existent up there. So I definitely think that they will come in and probably score some points. But I'm not sure they'll be able to overcome what Chicago's doing right now. I think they played pretty darn good last week.
Almost had one.
Right. They played pretty. That was one of the times you could say that's a moral victory. You know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in them, but I was like, that's a moral victory for those guys. And with that being said, I think they build on that, and I think they actually get a dub this week. Something around the tunes of, give me 38-31.
All right. 38-31. That's a hefty score, bro.
Yeah.
38-31. Wow.
Yeah.
38-31. Chicago, 38-31.
Yeah, 38-31 Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chicago as well. I'm like I said, I'm all in on the Justin Fields progression. Let's see. I do think this still will be high scoring. I'm gonna go 35 Chicago, 27 fighting Barry Sanders.
Okay.
Jacksonville,
so you're going with the Lions. You're going with the Lions.
35 Chicago, 27 the fighting Barry
okay,
Sanders.
Gotcha. I didn't. Okay. The fighting Barry Sanders.
So we got the next game on the docket at 1:00 Sunday. We got Jacksonville, Kansas City. Thoughts on this one?
This one right here, I think, may turn out to be a whitewash. Jacksonville is another team that I thought should have made a bigger leap than they've shown all season. Right now, they looking just like they should have kept Urban Meyer and just been all right with some stuff. Some things, they traded away some pieces that they could use and we're going to be all right with that. But I think the main piece that's holding them back, and dare I say it may be Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
yeah. I just don't think he's made enough of a jump yet to actually say, well, he's not the problem. because I think they have a requisite enough receiving core for him to get around. I think the offensive line has blocked decent enough for him to play better than what he's played.
He just hasn't made enough. He just hasn't made enough plays.
Yeah, he hasn't made enough plays at all. And with that being said, you're going up against the playmaker today, Patrick Holmes, and those type of things. They don't give it up easy out in KC. Yeah. It's a tough place to play. They're not. They're coming off some victories, to help them out. I think they actually put up a couple of points today, somewhere around 35. I think Jacksonville puts up maybe 14.
Okay. I will also go Kansas City. We're gonna go. So far we chalk right now. I'm gonna go Kansas City. I think what's gonna happen here is Jacksonville is gonna play damn near prevent defense, and Kansas City is just gonna take what's given to them. So it's gonna be a plotting game. Not very explosive for Kansas City, but very efficient. I'm gonna go 28-17 Kansas City. Travis Etienne getting all the carries, has been having some great statistical games. Like you said, the offensive line has been doing well. They've been running the ball very well. And when running the ball, you're controlling the clock pretty much. I don't think, like you said, Trevor Lawrence is going to make enough plays. I'd like to see him prove me wrong, but I'm going to go 28-17 Kansas City. Next game, Cleveland, Miami. We're in Miami with this one. Where are you going?
Cleveland. I'm not one of the guys to say, well, our quarterback's not there, so we shouldn't be playing better. I mean, so we should be playing better when he gets back. Man, you guys have NFL caliber players all over the field. I think you should be better than what your 3-5-6 record shows.
3-5.
3-5. And I think they should be better than that, regardless of whoever the quarterback was. You got two very good. We got a great running back and a pretty good running back. You have a pretty good receiving core. You got one of the best offensive lines in football, one of the best defenses in football. And for some reason, you guys only have 3 victories. The one thing that I can say is working out for them is nobody's running away with that NFC North. So if they put together a couple games, they'll be all right. I guess they just wait. Come on, Deshaun. Come on, Deshaun.
All it takes is a 3-game win streak. And
right.
The fortunes can change in that division.
Yeah, they're like, come on, Deshaun. We're just waiting for you. So, but with that being said, man, down in Miami, those guys, when Tua plays, Tua wins. So Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they are very comparable. They're going to be a handful to stop. A handful. I don't think that Cleveland's going to be able to stop them enough. And I don't think they're going to be able to put up enough points because Jacoby Brissett's out there. And I think it'll become a game somewhere around 28-17, 28-20, Miami Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins, man. And I'm going to go with the Dolphins 35-14.
Oh, okay.
I think this is a get back game for the Dolphins. I don't think Miami's defense isn't anything to write home about, but I just don't think Cleveland has the requisite firepower to pose any threat. Miami will score, and they'll score a lot, and this will be them going away. Next game, we got Houston up at MetLife against the Giants. Thoughts on this one and score?
I am thoroughly impressed by what the Giants are doing because it doesn't really matter how you win the games. You just got to win the games. And ugly victories are much better than pretty losses. Those guys have 6 wins. You can't take them off the board. I can name a bunch of teams that we thought was going to have 6 wins that don't have them.
They got more wins this year than they've had the last 2 years.
Exactly. So a lot of people say, oh, I can't believe in them, All right, well, who are you going to believe in if you're not going to believe in a team that's 6-2 at this point of the season?
Pretty much.
Saquon Barkley is definitely in the short conversation of MVP candidates. Daniel Jones has been playing, I guess, mistake-free because they've taken the passing out of football up in New York.
Well,
You know,
I mean, we got a motto with him, and I think he's learned it. Over the past year, that used to kill him before. He has known now when to hold him, when to fold him. Listen, right now we're talking about a defense that's top 10 in the league. I'll live to fight another day. We don't need another hero. We don't need another hero. One thing that works in this league and that you can appreciate, that you love, defense and running the football and mistake-free football. He planned that, and like you said, you'll be in a position more often than not to win a game rather than lose it.
Right. So with that being said, man, I think Saquon probably goes off for probably about $125, maybe even $150, depending on how soon they take him out of the game. Because I actually think that he's going to run rampant on these guys. I think he's probably going, like I said, at least 125 on the ground.
Well, there's reason to believe that because the Texans are pretty much the 26th ranked defense. So I mean, and they're 26th in the league against the run, and the Giants happen to be top 5 in the league running the football. You don't have to be a genius to kind of figure out what's going to happen here.
Right. So I think Houston's going to go into MetLife Stadium today and probably get their lunch taken, and pretty much probably by just one guy, which is Saquon Barkley. I'm predicting they're not going to be able to stop him. That's going to be a repeated theme all day long. Saquon Barkley. And then you're going to look up, they're going to probably have about 21 points. Houston's going to have 0. And then they're going to say, Saquon, go ahead and sit this one out. So I really think this was going to be about 24-6.
24-6?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Giants too, man. This ain't even really a question. I think you get some fireworks out of the Giants because this defense can't stop the pass or the run. So the Giants open up the day. They have a relatively explosive day at 28 to maybe 10. I'll give Houston 10 points. So we got New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Just to refresh the records, we got New Orleans at 3-6, Pittsburgh at 2-6. Thoughts on this one?
These are two teams that I ain't gonna say they are underperforming because I didn't think they was going to be this bad. But these are two teams that I didn't have high expectations for in the first place.
Right.
But they are two proud franchises. I will tell you that Pittsburgh and New Orleans, man, both those franchises have had recent success, and to see them fall off a cliff like they've fallen off this year, I'm just like, man. We all know what the value of a franchise quarterback can do for your team. And we can see that.
And wait, we got to add in as well, Hall of Fame coach too.
Oh, yeah. Let the record reflect Hall of Fame coach as well, So when that leaves you, what I'm saying, that's not nothing to sneeze at. I've looked at New Orleans all season long and just shook my head. Just like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know what's going on in the quarterback position, but I didn't think both those guys were this bad.
Okay.
I didn't think Andy Dalton is done. He shot. Backing up somebody. Nah, you can only back me up. You can only back up my starting quarterback unless we're going to hand the ball off all day long. Jameis Winston, man, I think we've seen enough to know what Jameis is and what he isn't. It's funny, man. I mean, he can get you 50 touchdowns, but he can also get you 30 picks. It's just mind-boggling. Like, I throw you one. Like, everybody who's got hands is going to catch a ball today. It don't matter what team you on. So those type of things is like, wow, they're hard to get over. With that being said, I'm going out on a limb today.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking them frisky Steelers today.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Steelers today. One thing came across my desk, and I said, ooh, that should make a difference. They're getting back their all-world pass rusher, T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt.
He's coming back from, this is what, week 1? He's been going since week 1.
And he had a phenomenal game week 1.
Exactly.
He's one of the league's premier defenders. He's one of the league's premier defenders, a top 100 guy.
I want to say he's the reigning defending defensive player of the year. So I would assume you're going to miss a presence like that. With him coming back, fresh legs, fresh pectoral, I think he gives the Saints the blues today at 21-13.
21-13?
21-13 Steelers.
I don't really care about this game, but I'm only here so I don't get fired in picking this game. Let's live dangerously here, man. I don't care. I don't really care, man, to be honest with you, man. And I hate picking it against Mike Tomlin. But Mike, man, listen. You know the song, man. You know the song, my brother. You got to know it. Listen, you don't owe anybody anything in Pittsburgh. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Now, this could very well be a watershed moment where later on he turns this thing around in another year or two, and we laugh about this conversation. Right now, as we speak,
Tell him one more time what he got to do.
Gambler will tell you, man, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. I got the Saints in this one, man. I got the Saints. And I got the Saints in a it might be a snoozer, man. This might be a snoozer. 17-14. 17-14 in that.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of points being scored in this game, but I actually think that TJ Watt is probably going to do more damage than the Saints' defense. So
Let's see how that one holds up for me, man. I went with I wanted to be different just so I could add some spice to give me a reason to even check the score of that game.
right.
So yeah, that's where I am with that one. I'm gonna go New Orleans. I'm gonna pick that's one of my upset picks. So we got Denver, Tennessee. Denver at Tennessee.
Denver has been one of those teams that I thought was that I think is underperforming as well. I thought that they would be a little bit better. We've all found out that Russ may be a vegan because he doesn't cook that good. I'm not sure what's going on out in Denver. I didn't think they had the same team that Tampa Bay had when Tom Brady came, and I didn't think they had the same team that the Rams had when Matt Stafford came. But I actually thought they was going to be better than what they're showing right now, man. The coach looks overwhelmed, outmatched. The job's too big for him. With that being said, Russ, him cooking should probably be the remedy. But him cooking, he's burning pots, water's boiling over, like, yo, what's going on? So you can't keep giving the ball to Melvin. I got fumble fingers Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Their backup running back is hurt, who was pretty good. So I just don't see them getting together this week. I don't see them getting it together this week, man.
Well, I'll read something out to you, man. And this is pretty telling because we're in week 10, right? Russell Wilson has 6 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions in week 10. That kind of tells you everything you need to know. I can't pick this team. I can't pick this team, bro. I just can't. I can't pick this team.
Nah.
This guy has 6 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions in week 10. I can't pick that team. I can't in all, and people would think I'm crazy if I picked that team.
Yeah, I would too.
Who you going with?
Man, I ain't going with Denver. I actually like the Titans, man, because they was on a nice little, I want to say 4-game winning streak until they went up against Kansas City last week, and they played them tough.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually like, I ain't gonna say it was a moral victory, but if you're gonna lose to somebody, Kansas City's, somebody, hey, I can understand you lost to them, played them tight. And I actually think that King Henry does the damn thing again. I mean, when you look around, it's like, who else are you scared of? I don't even know too many people to play on offense for Tennessee. I know King Henry, and I know it's going to be hard to stop him. So give me Tennessee 24, Denver 10.
You generous for Denver, man. Generous. I'm gonna go Tennessee. Tennessee doesn't even have to put up a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
Tennessee 20, Denver 7, man. Just that simple. Yeah, they don't even have to put up a lot of points. And here's the kicker about that game: Tennessee's strength is actually the Broncos' strength. The Broncos are very good against the run.
Mm-hmm.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Indianapolis versus Las Vegas. We have to pick this game, man.
We can pick it. We ain't got to stay long on it.
All right. Give me your thoughts, bro. This is.
I think I went away from the Raiders last week. I actually went with the Colts last week. I don't know what to do. Who's at home, man?
The Raiders.
Give me the Colts.
Damn. What's the score?
I think this might be a funny style game. So give me a score like 22-15.
Might be a safety in this joint and
Yeah. Something funny, man. Yeah. Something funny, man. You know, you in Vegas already. You got one very underachieving team. You got two underachieving teams. You know, like anything. You got Sam Ellinger. Ain't no telling what can happen, man. Yeah, 22-15, man. Bet on a safety.
I'm gonna go Las Vegas 17-14, man. I don't even want to pick. I lost brain cells picking this game, man.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It just took me. I just lost. I think 27 seconds of my life just thinking. Giving that analysis of that game. Moving on.
We got Dallas, Green Bay in Lambeau.
Now this one here is on a lot of people's menus and minds today. It's a lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts and pieces in this game, man. Zeke's questionable.
To many Dallas fans, that's kind of like a sigh of relief.
They're like, "Phew, that more touches for Tony Pollard." Who knows?
More touches for Tony Pollard.
Yeah. You got a couple receivers down for Aaron Rodgers, but I know Lazard is playing, and
they've been playing since the beginning of the year. So
yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Dallas today, to me, I think. You know what? I think this. I think today, the bad man Aaron Rodgers.
He has one.
Pulls it all, musters enough together, rallies your troops, and puts his finger in the sand and draws up plays and leads the Green Bay Packers in a close one, in a very close one. Probably a close one that people say that Dallas should have won, but they won't. Give me Green Bay 27, Dallas 24.
Nah. Cowboys beat the shit out of Green Bay. This may be Aaron Rodgers' last game because they're coming off an impressive performance the week before the bye. They're coming off a bye. The defense is fresh. They are starving to get to. They may put Aaron Rodgers out today. Yeah. 32-10.
You ain't got to argue me down on that.
35-10. 35-10 Dallas. Dallas has to win this game.
Yes.
They cannot afford to lose games that they're supposed to win, considering that division. They have to keep pace with the Eagles, and they have to keep pace with the Giants. They have to win this game. They have to. I think that defense comes out hungry. I think it's just hell today for Aaron Rodgers. You start to see Aaron Rodgers may quit today. He may quit.
I can see something like.
Listen, I'm gonna go out on a limb. You may see Jordan Love sometime in the fourth quarter. You may see Jordan Love.
Hot take. So you really saying that it's probably just going to be a stomping and like, okay, well, let's get our franchise guy out of there and let's get the backup some reps. It could be that bad, huh?
It could, or it could be. You see a couple fumbles from Aaron Rodgers, a pick. It could be dreadful out there for this guy today. I'm going with the Cowboys in a mollywop, man. This will be water cooler talk tomorrow morning.
Yes, it will.
Arizona. Yes, it will. Next game up, we got Arizona versus LA in SoFi.
These are definitely two underachieving teams in my book, man. I thought the Cardinals had a lot more in them than this. I definitely thought the Cardinals had a lot more in them than this. Man, it just pains me, man. My favorite player to watch in the NFL is Kyler Murray. A lot of things are swirling around him, as far as the responsibility and why they aren't playing as well as they should be playing. And, me as where I'm looking at, I'm like, yeah, well, I got to give you a lot of that blame too, bro. Even though I love the way you run with the ball and I love the way you scoop, man, we need more out of you in Arizona, man. But I would put a lot more of the onus on Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury seems like I might have shot my load by now. And with that being said, man, I just don't think they have enough to go into SoFi and put together a good enough showing to beat the Rams. Now, with that being said, the Rams.
You got a caveat, a cut out there?
The Rams, I'm not sure why they look, but I think they're also a team today. And I will not be surprised if anybody picks Arizona. But they also seem like a team that today that pulls it together just one more time for the season. And they win today. Now, just like Green Bay. Now, I can't say going forward they're going to go, win 4 games in a row. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, today's the day where a lot of people said they're picking, it's time to ride these fucking wagons and get this dub. So I'm picking the Rams today, 21-17.
I'm gonna go Rams today. I'm gonna go Los Angeles Rams, and I think the Rams have a good day today. I think Arizona has a good day today, but just not good enough. LA Rams 28, 24 Cardinals. LA Rams prevail. We got the LA Chargers versus San Francisco in San Francisco. Both teams need this game.
Both teams need this game. There's no Keelan Allen today for the Chargers. I think Mike Williams is playing. I think he is playing.
I got a conundrum today, which is pretty weird. I'm really debating which quarterback I want to start for fantasy. And interestingly enough, both the quarterbacks that I'm thinking about play for each respective team.
So what you telling me is you thinking about starting Jimmy Garoppolo,
yeah,
or Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I'm thinking of starting Garoppolo over Herbert.
Well, I won't get into your fantasy picks.
No.
I won't get into your fantasy picks.
I just thought that was interesting. So
that is interesting. I don't want to give you anything because we're in the same league. I don't want to give you nothing. Nope. That's interesting. That's interesting.
I don't know. But proceed. Who you got in this game?
I actually think the San Francisco 49ers are primed to go on a nice little run. I think the one thing that will hold them back is James Garoppolo. Now, I think they win today, but I do not think that Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback to quarterback these guys to a championship. They might get to the Super Bowl, which I ain't predicting, but they have the requisite pieces to get to a championship. But I don't see Jimmy G being the guy that wins a championship. But today, I see him getting a victory over the Chargers because I'm not as sold as some other people. You know what? Let me stop. I ain't talked about him all season. I said I'll give him this season. So I will not talk about that gentleman like I have. But I am picking against his team, and I'm going with the Niners somewhat easily. Give me 30-17.
30-17. I'm also going Niners, and for reasons such as the following. I know that the Chargers haven't been good on defense in a couple of different facets. I don't think this comes down to Jimmy G today. I think the requisite weapons that the 49ers are going to have on the field today, they're fully loaded today. fully loaded with Kittle, Ayuk, Samuel, McCaffrey. They're loaded. Jimmy G doesn't have to do anything. I think that Shanahan calls a great game today. They have the Chargers looking all over the place. I'm gonna go with the Niners today, and it's going to be a lot of yak touchdowns, a lot of jaunts, big plays. There's some crazy matchups in this game too. You got Derwin James and Kittle, and then you got Asante Samuel versus Debo Samuel. There's some very interesting matchups in this game. I'm going to go with the fact that the San Francisco 49ers just have more playmakers now. So I'm going to go San Francisco 28. The Chargers have been struggling. I don't know why they've been struggling. I'm going to go 28-21 San Francisco.
Man, I feel you on that. To me, I've been the person who said, man, I just don't think the Chargers are as good as a lot of people have given them credit for the last 3 years. You know, I was like, I think they are the most overrated team, but they haven't won anything, so I can't say they overrated. They haven't won anything. Oh, Justin Herbert, this and that. Like, he hasn't even been to the playoffs.
It's a sexy pick.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, but you haven't even been to the playoffs. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, they're very overrated. A lot of people look at them and see something that I don't see.
Okay. Final game on the docket. We got the Monday night tilt. We got the 4-5 Commanders versus the 8-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Thoughts?
Well, the Commanders, I ain't gonna lie, I was finally glad that they gave the ball back to Heineke. I've seen enough of Carson Wentz to know that he wasn't the guy. If you was going to put him out there, you might as well gave the ball to Heineke. And it seemed like the team responded a little bit better to Heineke. Not saying they didn't, perform under Wentz, but like it seemed like Heineke is more of a Commanders guy than Wentz is. I like Terry McLaurin. I like Robinson. I like the running backs. I like a lot of people on your team. I think your defense has been a little underwhelming this year. No Chase Young. With that being said, man, I just don't think they can stop the Eagles. The Eagles, they don't really play like exciting ball. They just play very solid, very fundamental, very steady, and very undeterrable ball. They just run the ball, RPO, run the ball, RPO. Up, AJ Brown with a. So it's like that. It's until someone stops the RPO. I don't see anybody really stopping the Eagles. Not saying it can't be done. Yes, it's been done a lot. But I don't think Washington is the team this week, tomorrow night, to stop the RPO. So I actually see the Eagles winning 24-10.
Let's be crazy. Fuck it, man. Let's be crazy. Let's be crazy. Recipe for success here. We gotta limit the big plays. Okay, the 50-50 balls, you gotta come down with those. You gotta bat those away. Limit the 50-50. Limit the big plays. And that goes for offense and defense, because the Eagles have been feasting on turnovers this year, and they have been feasting on big plays as well. We allowed too many big plays to them in the first game when the game was actually close early, and then a couple big plays simply broke the game open. I think the chatter around the team is that they know that they have to limit the big plays. The defense has been playing much better as of late. We have gotten rid of some of the guys that typically didn't fit the scheme, so they've been playing much better. I think in this one, we shocked the world, and I think we get the W in Lincoln. The Eagles dropped this one. I think the Eagles dropped this one. We finally see a bad performance. And mind you, I'll give them credit for this. This team has the best offensive line, defensive line combo in the NFL. They have the best trench work. They have the best trench work in the NFL. So with that being said, I think with Deron Payne and John Allen, they collapse that pocket. and cause problems for Jalen Hurts. Contain the RPO, no big plays. I think we come out with the victory, and I think it's stunning. I think it's stunning too. I'm gonna go 24-21. Washington.
Yeah, you definitely gotta put a star by that pick, bro.
24-21. I think we have a let's play spoiler. Let's play spoiler this week. Let's put a L in that column. Everybody probably got the Eagles winning. But I'm gonna jump out there. And I'm gonna go 24-21, and I feel confident in that. 24-21. We shocked the world Monday.
I can see where you going with the theme of these teams and last hurrah, saying they putting it together for one last, win this one for the Gipper. I can see your reasoning for that. But I can't really see the dub, but I can see your reasoning for that. This is one last try, man. Let's go and get them. Let's get them this week. I can't see this week being the week, but you're a homer. I ain't mad at you, baby. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Listen. I'm chalk all the way up. I'm chalk all the way down the board. I only got 2 dangerous picks. One because I didn't care about the game, and this one just because I honestly think we got a little shot here. We might got a shot here. I think catching them. They coming off a bye, right? No. They played
mini bye. The Eagles played there.
No,
they played
the Thursday night
game. Yeah, So
and
they
I saw some things in that game, and I was like, we could take advantage of that. We can take advantage of that. So yeah,
that was funny you said that because I've seen some people talking about Houston was successful in some things they did against the Eagles, and they said that might be the blueprint to baby beating the Eagles. And I didn't really see what they were saying. You can run the ball against them. I'm like, I'm not sure if when you're down 14-3 that you should really still be trying to run the ball, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a misleading. Yeah, that's a misleading stat there. We get Jahan Dotson back too. We get our big play guy back too.
Now I do like him. The rookie out of Penn State.
We get Jahan Dotson back, and Carson Wentz is not playing quarterback this time around.
Oh, you dancing in the end zone now, man.
So that automatically increases our chances of competing in this game. And who knows? Let's look dangerous. I'm gonna go out there and pick that one. So there you have it, folks. We got our week 10 picks in. I feel good. We went chalk on a lot of them too, Fresh. We went chalk on a lot of them. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I do believe in Pittsburgh today. Going into New Orleans and getting that dub. I do believe that. I do totally believe in that.
They're home against New Orleans.
Oh, I really believe in them. Then I really believe. I don't believe. I didn't believe New Orleans could win at home. I sure don't think they can go into Pittsburgh and get that dub.
Yeah, I got New Orleans in that one. We keep our eye on that one. Keep our eye on that one just to give us something to do. Because under normal circumstances, nobody would have cared about that game.
Sure wouldn't.
Yeah, no one would care about that game.
Let's go to Kenny Two Gloves. Let's go, Kenny Two Gloves.
Let's see what happens there, man. So listen. In closing, man, wrap it up, man. It was great again, man. Love you, bro. It is 12 o'clock. It is an hour before game time, so we hope everybody enjoyed the show, enjoyed the picks. Get your tickets out there ready. Get your lineup set. Enjoy the day. We got a schedule chock full of games. Like I said, some of these very, very, very questionable games could end up being the ones that provide the most highlights and the most excitement and the most entertainment value. So although you see those games up there and they look like snoozers, you never know with those games. Both teams come in loosey-goosey. They know their season's over for the most part, whether it is or not, but that could be the sentiment. You've been playing so bad,
right.
Hey, we finally get somebody we think we could beat, and that goes for both sides.
Right.
So you never know. You get one of them games where you're like, oh my God. I hope so. I hope so. I like those games. I like when the scoreboard looks like a pinball machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't really down with the 6-3 defensive struggles anymore, man. I'm like, somebody give me some type of action, man. I don't care if it is two bad teams playing playing bad. Just give me 2 bad teams playing exciting. You know what I'm saying? And that'd be okay, man.
Football.
You know what I'm saying? Fumbles and interceptions, those are exciting too, man. You know what I'm saying? So they should be good for some of that today as well.
Give me something.
Give me something.
You know, give me something.
Don't give me 17 3 and outs, man. That's oh man.
Nobody wants that.
That's freshman football on a Monday afternoon. You feel me?
That's crazy. Freshman football on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, man. That's freshman football. Monday afternoon, man.
Hey, Monday afternoon freshman football. That's what some of the games look like. But hey, man, it is what it is. But once again, man, it's been a pleasure. This is the Fire Nice Experience. Once again, run those subscriptions up on YouTube. Check us out even on TikTok. Check out some content there. Check us out on Facebook. Check the page out. Join the page. Check us out on Twitter. Once again, get them views up on YouTube. We appreciate it. Get the ideas of what you want to see, man. If you want to be part of the show, shoot us a line. We'd be interested to know your picks as well, man. We welcome all. Not a problem. This is a show for the people, by the people. And we out, man. Enjoy your Sunday. This is Coach and Fresh Fire. We out. Take us out with some music, man. With some blood-curdling music.
You hear it?
No, I can't. I don't got nothing. I can't hear nothing.
Ah, man, that's crazy. Oh, that ain't blood. That ain't blood curling. That's the wrong show.
We know when to fold them. No, we walking away.
Hey, Bundy, get your suit on. We need you. Paul Collins' finest.
Let's go tomorrow. Let's go to Washington. Let's go. Let's shock the world tomorrow. Win, lose, or draw. Hey, Commanders are selling the team. I'm winning already. I don't care what the score is. I'm winning.
You dancing in the end zone, baby. I ain't mad at you.
No, bro. I'm winning. Danny Boy selling the team. Let's go.
We live at the Fire Nice podcast, man, and there's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware.
Where are you from?
Now,
I'm from
who's
the east
fighting
side.
right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him.
Listen, man, it's your boy,